Hi, Dee. Hi, everybody. Your little bent thing. I am where I stop in the middle of the night. I just drove by and decided I was going to stop right there. Yoink. As a tree bent out into the road, and I noticed that about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. But now, there's one bent here. There's a few bent in there. Let me get to 2 power here. There. That's closer to what my eyes are seeing the size anyway. What I saw was the reason I stopped. What the heck? That doesn't just go from being straight to being bent like that. And out here towards the road. I know back in here, but mostly down that way towards across from my car and down further than that. That's where the no-no trees are. But nothing just bends a 5-inch tree down to the ground for no reason. I don't care how much rain you had or how much heat. You can see all the rest of these are still straight up. Even the smaller ones are straight up and down still. And another one that wasn't there before, way down here. That one's bent right to the ground, right out to the road. For no good reason. They weren't there before. They weren't there the last time all the way back in. They weren't there the last time I did a little video a few days ago. So, I'm guessing they're back. They're back. Makes me excited to see new things. Not exactly sure why they would do it. Pine needles and smelling hot pineapple. Yeah, pineapples. Hot pine needles by the side of the road. Road gets hot and the pine needles get smelly. Last year they came and cut this whole thing back last spring. As you can see, the rest of these little maples and poplars and or they're poplar trees, they're actually aspens, the ones that give off the little cottony things that we call around here, we call them cottonwoods, but they're actually aspens. And poplar trees are an aspen. There's an aspen. Poplar tree. People call them popular trees and popple trees and poplars. I've always called them poplars since I was little with an R, but I don't think it's spelled that way. And all this is poison ivy and poison oak. It's all the way back in there, so in the summertime you don't have very good access to this. But here's a path. Goes in here and then turns. I do see deer in the early evening, but deer don't normally stay in the heavy woods at night because they can't run away from things that are chasing them. There's another path. And let's see, you can see it right there. There's a big break right there. Reached up and snapped that off. Got a bug inside my glasses. Let's see, what else can we see? There's a lot of large leaning logs. Weird things like you can see that's right there is busted off and it goes down to the ground, but it didn't break off above it. There's no breaks up there, and then all of a sudden you have a big broken off end and the top is down on the ground down there. There's a lean stick. Now right there is a busted off one, but you can see that deadfall probably fell and broke that. But the other one has nothing that looks like a break there. Right there. Goes up, and then between that crotch there. Now you have a weird crotch in the woods. What are the chances? Oh, here's another bent tree. Whee! Zoomed in 10 power. Let's see if I can fix that. Get back there. All right, there's another bent tree. Bent all the way around, but that's been there for a long time. You see how the leaves, how the little twigs are only on the top of the branch? So that's been like that for a long time, but they bent it from here and down and wedged it down there to make it stay. There's a busted tree, busted right off right there. And we did have a very harsh winter, so I'm not saying that all of this is just them, but when things are bent and broken, and try not to get killed by a car here. Now, all these sticks, stick, all leaned against that tree right there. In fact, there's one hung in the tree up there. And down in here is where the no-no trees are out in here. So, yeah, it's just very odd to see a bunch of sticks leaned against a tree like that. And since I have not seen a Bigfoot with my own eyes yet, I'm still skeptic-ish. Skeptic-ish. But there's just a daytime view of where I keep stopping. Cars off the side of the road. That's the end of the road where the stop signs are. I usually stop before that sign up there and point the lights down to where I'm at now. In fact, right there is that old chair that I put dog food on. Nothing ever touched it. But yeah, this is a daytime view of what I do at night, but I just drove by it and realized that there's some pretty good sized trees bent to the ground. It takes some force to do that. I would have a hard time getting that little one right there bent over or climb up it high enough to make it bend over with my 200 pounds. But that's 5 inches at the base. That's a serious tree, and that's bent over. So here I am in my car, and there we go. I saw some new stuff, and I like it. Have a good day.